Hi guys, this is the first video of the series called Ask Sasa, and I'm going to be answering today some of the questions that I got on my Instagram. So the first question says, what's your favorite lesson and what's the hardest lesson you learned? I think my favorite lesson would be show up for who you are, and the hardest lesson would be not everybody would like that. For me, it's much more important to be transparent, to be true to myself. I still think that we bring so much. Ay, meow, she's crazy today. I think we bring a great energy when we are true to ourselves. And when we are trying to be someone else or trying to fit in a specific group, just to be like, there's nothing authentic about that. And it's a shame because we are all unique. And that's what we bring to this world, to this reality, our uniqueness. And in that sense, nobody else will bring what you have to bring. Show up for who you are. Some people will like it, some people will not like it, and that's okay. What's your biggest accomplishment in life? Every little accomplishment is my biggest accomplishment because they all lead to what I am right now. So I'm happy with every single aspect of what I've been doing on my journey. I feel like even doing the laundry is an accomplishment. So yeah, I really like to see all these small tasks, all these small things that I feel that are doing my day and my week and my year and my life. All these small things are not so small. How to let go. So for me, that's not so hard, especially with objects. If there's something that I'm not using, if it's not serving me anymore, I don't need it in my life. I just take it out, I give it away. That's not so hard for me. With relationships and with people, it's a bit more complicated. I don't think there's a pattern that you can follow. There's no like step 1, 2, 3. I think when you show up for your true self, life will act as a filter. And the people that belong to that part of your life will stay, and the people that don't belong to that part of your life will not stay. Another question says, how to restart your life? Well, I did that once. I'm currently living in Tel Aviv, and I came here around 8 years ago. And I left everything behind, family, friends, things, objects. I came with one suitcase and a few dollars. I didn't have a lot of money. And if you really want to restart your life, you know that some stuff you will leave behind and it will be painful. And I still miss my family. I still miss some parts of my city. But I think in general, I'm very happy about the decision. You have to be very unattached to things and to relationships. See if that's the best decision to make. You can always go back. For me, it was not an option because I was super ready to start living in a different culture, experiencing a different life. So that's why I came with only one suitcase, because I was ready to buy everything new. I was like, okay, it will take time, but I'm fine with that. There's a new me and I want to meet her. So that was my approach. So there's another question that it's very similar to how to let go. How do you know when to truly let go of someone? I think for this one, it's kind of the same answer. When you stay honest and when you are being yourself, you don't really have to let go of the people because the people will leave. If your energy doesn't match another person's energy, this person will not be a match anymore for you. You can't be friends. You can't be in a relationship. There's nothing left after that. I think it's very important to find what's your energy, because sometimes we have this urge of letting go a specific person of our life, but then we meet another person that is the same person with a different face. So if you don't do the internal job, you will keep on meeting the same person over and over again. I'm sure you know what I mean. Try to be mindful about what are you emanating when you are next to this person. How is this person making you feel, and why are you staying next to this person? Because this is what you want to change inside of you. You don't want to change the person. You don't want the person to be different for you. You just have to be mindful about how you want to feel next to the people that are around you, and choose them from that point of attraction. Another question says, what kind of personal development are you into? I think I believe a lot in energies, in vibration, in law of attraction. I think that plays a really big role in my life. Mindfulness, being in the present moment. I think the self-development for me is guided by those principles. So the next question says, how do you find out about what truly aligns with you. For me, the path was actually really nice because I had a big support from my family. Let's say being an illustrator for me, it was never like a crazy dream. I never stopped doing what I liked to do. I always liked to draw. I never knew that it was going to become my profession. So when it comes to study, I did a degree on industrial design. And while I was in university, I also did a few courses on graphic design. And I never stopped drawing. When you do every day what you like, even if it's for 1 hour a day, even if you have a job, but you still want to keep on creating, making music, drawing, painting, whatever it is that makes you happy, you should do it every day. And don't postpone it, and don't think it's a crazy dream. Because when you think like that, you are making it much bigger than it is. And it's not. You just have to go and do it. The next question says, how do you deal with anxiety? I think the best way to not be anxious is to leave the phone on a side, go out to nature. If one day you wake up and you feel anxious, let the coffee on the side, have a tea, light up a few candles. That always works for me. Good smells in the house, a little bit of Palo Santo. Vení, mi amor, vení. Meow. You can do yoga, especially if it's like a very quiet one, a very like gentle one. You don't want to go too deep in crazy workouts if you are anxious. Go for a long walk, be in nature, be in the city, in a quiet area of the city, not like in a crazy crowded area. This kind of days, try to surround yourself with people that are like-minded. Try to be in places that you like, places that you enjoy. There's nature much better. That helps. The next question says, how to help yourself and continue practicing art through low self-esteem. When you're painting or drawing, try not to think about the outcome. Because if you keep on thinking about how the art piece will look in the end, you will be very bummed out because the outcome is never what we think. If you just sit there, paint, do things that are not going to be the masterpiece of your life, it's just going to be expression, you will be surprised what you see in the end. You will find parts of yourself that you didn't know that you had. My piece of advice with this subject is just don't expect anything to happen. Don't expect an outcome. Don't try to make it perfect. Just embrace whatever you get. And it's a process. Be okay with the way it comes out today. Love it, enjoy it. That's the most important. The last question says, what are some of your favorite books on the topic? I wrote them down. I will bring it. So one of my favorite books is You Are a Badass. That one talks a lot about day-to-day life. It's spiritual, but it's good if you are not so much into spirituality, because it's a way of going into the subject of law of attraction and energy and vibration without getting too deep and without getting too ethereal, and with a very easygoing language. It's fun. I actually had the opportunity to listen to the audiobook, and it was really, really good. I've listened to the audiobook like 3 or 4 times. I absolutely recommend it. Another book is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I think it's a very powerful book. I read it in Spanish, and I've heard also a lot of conferences by Eckhart Tolle, and I really enjoy his content. It's very calming and it's very deep. If you want, I can recommend you to see a few videos before buying the book. And then if you like what he talks about, then go for the book. Another book that I really, really like, this one was one of the first books that I read. It's called The Book of Life by Krishnamurti. This book has 100 day-to-day meditations. It's like a journal. You don't have to commit so much to read the full book. You can read 1 page a day, and there's like really short text that will bring you to be more self-aware and more present. Because if you don't have a lot of time, you can always have that as an option. You just read 1 page today, and that's it. You can start your day with that. I think it's amazing. Another book that I really like is Ask and It Is Given. This book, it's all about the law of attraction. You should read it because it's like life-changing. I can't recommend it more. The next book that I will recommend is Conversations with God. This book has 3 different books. I read it a long time ago, and it was very revealing to me. It's not religious, so don't be afraid of the word God, because it's more like a conversation with a higher energy. Another book that it's really, really nice, that I also listened to the audiobook, is You Can Heal Your Life. This one I will recommend you to understand a little bit more about your body, about the connection of your body and your mind, about how every little activity that you perform has a little bit of energy inside, and how that influences your life. I would recommend you also to see the movie The Secret. A lot of people know about this movie. If you never saw it, you should see it. It's on YouTube, I think on Netflix, it's almost everywhere. So yeah, you can start with that one actually. I absolutely recommend it. If you didn't see it, you should watch it this week. It's an important one. Another thing that works for a lot of people is journaling. For me, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I have this journal called the 5-minute journal. So you can see here you have day-to-day things to fill up. In the beginning of every day, it has a small quote. For example, the real gift of gratitude is that the more grateful you are, the more present you become. So then you write, I'm grateful for, what could make today great? Daily affirmations. So you can write, I'm powerful, I'm beautiful, I'm happy. Anything that will put you in a good mood for that day. And in the night, you write 3 amazing things that happened today and how could I have made today better. So if you're into journaling, I recommend this one. So that would be it for today. I really hope you enjoy this content. Let me know if you would like me to talk about some specific subject. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas for other videos. And if you like the content, you can subscribe. And I will see you very soon. Bye bye.